Guys, so this is going to be question 39 from the SAT number 9, April 2017 QAS test, and let's jump in. So the question says, which statement best describes the relationship between the views expressed in the two passages? So we're going to look at this question in a moment. This question here, it's from a paired passage 1, and it's asking, this is one of the questions it's asking about basically the relationship between the two passages. And I haven't really found any sort of like great systematic way to approach these or a way to sort of hijack them by finding certain text. To be honest, the best way to do these is just to have a pretty comprehensive understanding of what the texts are about and then using that to answer the question. So it's going to be a little bit of memory. It's going to require you to have stronger reading skills. But let's look at these. So basically what I remember about the two views in the passage is that very basically Henry disagrees with the new Constitution and the fact that it replaces the Confederation. He thinks the people who are the members of the convention who want this Constitution are overstepping their power, one, and two, they're citing their senses or their authority as we the people, which is he thinks is incorrect. And then Pendleton in passage 2 is basically saying that he's in support of it. He thinks that they were well within their power to replace the government, to create an entirely new form of government. And then he also thinks that it's appropriate and actually the right place to put authority is in the people. So he actually thinks that that's appropriate, so he disagrees with Henry there. So let's look through the answer choices and see if any of these sort of stand out to us. So A says Henry and Pendleton both disagreed with the conclusions of the Federal Convention. And I feel pretty confident eliminating this one kind of right off the bat because we know that Pendleton is kind of in support of the Federal Convention. It's Henry who disagrees with it, so I don't think that's right. B says Henry and Pendleton shared or held similar beliefs about the new Constitution. I think this is also a point where they diverge, right? So Henry is against the new Constitution, right? Whereas Pendleton is sort of in favor of it. They don't hold similar beliefs at all, so B is out. C said Henry asked questions that Pendleton admitted he could not answer. And this is a pretty striking claim, or at least a pretty clear, specific claim. So we would have to go back and look for evidence that there's questions that Henry's asking, and then Pendleton's like, I can't answer that. I don't really see that. In fact, basically what I see is Pendleton pretty much addresses every question that Henry asks him, right? There's all kinds of questions that are asked of him, and Pendleton is able to address all of them. So I actually think that C is probably not correct, although we can go back and sort of double check. But let's look at D, which says Pendleton disagreed with most of the points made by Henry. And this to me seems pretty right. They're all pretty much are in opposition, and every point that Henry brings up, every objection, Pendleton disagrees with it. So for that reason, I think answer choice D is definitely going to be our best bet. C, there's no evidence for that, so we'll end up with answer choice D, which is our correct answer for 39.